you were alive.
Hooray! Cool. Oops. Alrighty. Alright, well, we'll see, and we'll come hang out.
Let's see how important this. Yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit louder.
Alrighty then.
Louder. Full. Just talk at your normal volume. Talk like I.
Okay.
You don't have
Thank-
to
Thank you. Thank you, Technomancer.
It will not overwhelm it.
Alright, I got it.
I keep yourself to 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, we'll see if people come and hang out with our stream. Have some fun. Get some friends. Play with slimes. Have good time. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, goody. Kitties, what do you think? Let's see, we gotta wait. See if anybody's in the shoot. Falling around. Goodness, slimes. My goodness. Thanks, dearie. Otherwise, we get to hang out and I get to drink by myself. That's okay, though. Oh, that's good. Nice. Okay. So, hey, everybody. I'm the Drunk Vitologist. My name is Shell. I should probably tell you guys a little bit about myself, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game while I talk. Why? Because it's more fun. And then we can also try out my brand new microphone, and you can listen to my sultry sounds of my voice as we play. So I'm gonna start a new game. What should we call this game? Maybe we'll call it after the drink I'm drinking right now, which is a Scotch Old Fashioned. It's pretty delicious. So, there we go. Should we do adventure or casual? Let's click adventure. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Alright. Here we are. Good grief. Yay. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Alright. Now where are we gonna go? Yes, I know. I know how to move back, forward, left, right. Yeah, jump. Alright, go. Shift. What? Hold your shift. Sprint. Okay. Right mouse. This is mein Flammenwerfer. This is mein Slamwerfer. It werfs slimes. So, my name is Shell. I'm the Drunk Vitologist. I like to talk about plants and cocktails. And oh, you're so cute. Come here. Oh, yes. All right. I got him. And, so I work on plant molecular biology and the immune system. Not with real carrots. I have grown carrots, yes. But I don't study carrots in the lab, at least. This is Slime Rancher. It's one of my favorite games, and I thought it would be more entertaining to watch than just my face and listen to me talk. There had been some requests from people in chat that I obviously did not drink enough last time. So anytime that there are good questions in chat, I'm gonna drink. And it's gonna be great. Right now, I have a Scotch Old Fashioned, which is very strong. Thank you, emotional support husband. Ah, no! Come back here, chicken. Dang it. All right. Oh, yeah, I gotta scroll. All right. There we go. There. I am not an idiot. I've totally played this game before. Yeah. Whoops. All right. So I wanted to talk about mutants. So there's a lot of misinformation out there about food and the food we eat and how it works. And I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of people and people in media scaring other people. So we're gonna have a little genetics lesson today. So most of the time everyone that I talk to is familiar with X-Men and Mutant Ninja Turtles and all sorts of sci-fi stuff. And there's sort of, ooh, Casey. Hello, Casey. I'm not going to tell anyone in the audience who you are yet. You'll find out later. Then my star-crossed lover. Ooh. Alright, here's the Plort Market. This is where we sell poop. Yep, this is straight up composting, people. I feed the slimes and get the stuff. Hello! Does it sound okay? You don't know.
I'm just bringing you a stir stick.
Alright, emotional support husband's here for stir sticks. Thank you. Alright. So, today we're going to talk about mutants. And the mutants we eat. So, I'll define sort of mutants are defined by any sort of genomic change that happens. So when I talk about genome, I'm talking about an organism's DNA. That is the molecule which holds the codes for everything that makes you you. Ooh, we're here in the dry reef. Ooh, hello. Look at this. Oh, cool. Oh, there's so many over here. Hello. Anyway, so any sort of change that occurs is considered a mutation from what is considered the wild type. So how about we use Slime Rancher here as an example. So let's say that pink slimes are the wild type of slime, which means if you are a slime, then most of the majority of the population is going to be pink slime that looks like this, right? Now, say for example that as new baby slimes are born, you will get a change in the genome. Normally it happens through a random mistake in replicating the DNA. It can happen through other means, like if you're exposed to toxins or UV sunlight or whatever. But most of the time, it's actually just sort of a random change that occurs. And so it can not necessarily be bad and not necessarily be good. Most mutations are neutral. You have a lot in your own body. Oh, hi, Hannah. Hello. Nah. I forgot to tweet I'm live. Thanks, Hannah. I pre-gamed a bunch and I forgot. I'm bad. I'm super bad at this. Oh, no. So, as I'm talking about, pink slimes. So, we say that our pink slimes are wild types. Let's see, I need to try to retweet this stuff. Yeah, let's see if I can do this. Ah, I'm trying to do this off my phone. No. I can do this. I'm smart. No! Okay. So here we have our wild type slimes. Oh, shut up. Quiet, you. I don't need your shit. No shit from you. Alright. Share link to channel. Tweet. I'm live on Twitch. Yay, tweet. I did it. I win. Alright. So, mutants. So, Sarah, pink slimes are a wild type. So that's what you default are. So then, say that there's a change. And then that results in a different phenotype. So phenotype is just how you look, right? So these pink slimes, their phenotype is round and pink. And so, say, over the course of evolution, what happens is you get a mutation that results in this beautiful rock slime. A change that results in phenotypic change, and you become adorable and spiky and hurt me. Stop it! No! No, 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 no. Go away. Or you could be this adorable tabby slime. Yes, tabby slime. You don't hurt me. You're not mean like the rock slime. So, say for example, these are different mutants, right? And now they have gained new traits. And so this happens throughout evolution in basically every species. And we accumulate mutations all the time within our own cells. Now, most of the time they're fixed by different molecular machineries and things that help us and keep from any, what we call a deleterious mutation, so a bad one, from hurting us, basically. You know, making us sick and other not so great traits. Normally, cancer results from some sort of mutation that cause the cells to grow improperly and out of control. And it didn't get fixed. It snuck under the radar. So most people don't realize that besides mutations occurring, you know, in basically every organism, that most of our crops are mutants. Because they were cultivated and or found in the woods, and someone was like, "Oh, that looks weird. That looks neat. I should eat that. I should try that." I mean, so for example, and this is a really common one. All right, get the money. I need more money. I need a place to put more slimes. So a common mutation. Bye, Corral. All right. See, I win. All right, let's see. Do I put the mean rock slime in there or the tabby slime? I'll put the tabby slime. I'll get more later. Come here, chicken. I'm sorry, chicken. I'm sorry you have to die for the cause, but this is how nature is. Nature will kill you. I know. Everyone... Oh, no. That's so terrible. Carnivores. Anyway. So, the thing is that I got off track. See, this is what happens when you pregame. A really common crop mutant is broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. All of them, and cauliflower, all of them are the exact same species. Most people don't realize that. So when I talk about a species, I would be saying, you know, that like a human and a chimpanzee are different species. You know, they're both primates, they're both apes, but they're different species. Versus, even though cauliflower and broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprouts all look very different, they are all the same species. They are all mutants of the same species. So they all come from wild cabbage that you can find out in the woods or whatever. And actually it was somebody, so broccoli was one of the first sort of mutations. They're all considered what we call a cultiv, so they're a variety. So we'd call them a variety of the same species. And they're all considered what you would call a cultivar. So that means a cultivated variety. So the reason that particular term is used is a nativar, right? Which is kind of manipulated would be like if you find different varieties of things within the native environment, they haven't had any sort of human intervention. So we intervene on a lot of things, okay? Basically, all of our crops are some sort of mutant. The original banana had lots of big seeds in it, and it was not good to eat. It was not good to eat at all. They were selectively bred. So that's basically where you look at a tree and it makes this kind of fruit and you like that fruit, so you would breed that tree to another tree with stuff you liked. And plants kind of make it easy on you because a lot of them will self-fertilize. So that means they don't have to have a mate. I need to get more food. I'm sorry, babies. I'll go get more food. I promise. First, I gotta deposit money. Then I'll get food. So they all have to have a sort of mate to procreate. Now, the thing is it's the plants can usually self-fertilize. Not all of them can, though. And it's normally not a good idea because you don't have a lot of genetic diversity. Kind of back to those mutations I was talking about. If you say you had a mutation occur that maybe wasn't good for you, you know, it might not be a big deal if you're a plant and you got fertilized by a different plant. You know, those progeny plants, those kids might be fine. But if you breed yourself, you may be in big trouble because you will now keep that bad change. And you lose diversity. You lose genetic diversity. So that's why when you see things about like diversity being important, that's why. Because, and this has happened a couple different times throughout human history, is we get a crop we like or a fruit we like, and we just self-fertilize it and self-pollinate it. So pollen is the male, you know, part of the plant. And what happens is that you self-pollinate and you just propagate this. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, look at that. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. I found a secret, guys. I found a secret. Okay, Rock Slime, you've just been hanging out in my pack. And you hurt me. I would rather have my secret. Oh, get out of my way. You're so adorable, but I can't escape. Go away. Okay. So the thing is then what happens is you caught what's called fixing the trait. Largo, Big Slime. This is a hybrid. So your hybrid here, if we talk about genetics again, will have more genetic diversity than just a plain pink slime or just a plain tabby slime, which actually will make them healthier. So this is called hybrid vigor, right? They are vigorous. They are bigger. So generally speaking, hybrids are larger than their original parents. Because there's a lot of benefits to having a lot of different traits. So, actually, this turned out better than I thought. This is a great genetics lesson. So this has happened a couple times in human history where we've gotten something that we really liked and we bred the living snot out of it and we pollinated it to itself over and over and over, which is also called selfing. And it has fixed certain traits, which is good in a way because then that means the trait you wanted you always have. Like, for example, the original cauliflower. Ow! The original cauliflower is just sort of an albino, like, broccoli. It's got some other different traits, but that's a lot of it. And the different texture's different. And so, yeah, say you want to keep your albino broccoli, so you keep that trait. But the problem is you keep all the other ones too. And so this can lead to problems. This could lead to a lot of problems, actually. So back in the 70s, I think, there was a type of corn that had a particular trait that made it easy to self-pollinate. So as I said before, certain plants don't like to self-pollinate. And it also made it easy to cross to other plants because it was male sterile. It did not make any male pollen. And so because of that, these are all female plants. And then you could breed them to anything you wanted, but then you didn't have to worry about that self-pollination, which you think would be great. Like, everyone would be pleased about that. Well, the problem is because all of the corn had this trait, which we would refer to as a monoculture. They all have this trait. How'd you get out? Get out here. Hey, go over there. I need more money. I need to make higher walls. They're escaping, guys. Because all the corn had this trait, there was a pathogen. It was a type of fungus that came out of the Mediterranean, and it killed all the corn. And that's what led to the Dust Bowl. Was basically now there was no corn anymore, and there were huge winds and everything eroded, and it was super bad. And that happened back in the 70s, and so we sort of learned our lesson, at least in America, about how dangerous monoculture can be. On if you have a particular mutant or a particular trait you like a lot. Oh, it's strong. Oh, yum. What happens is that it can become fixed, and then if that trait causes it to be susceptible to some sort of pathogen or, some sort of disease, you're going to be in really big trouble. So that's why all modern day corn are all hybrids. Kind of like those Largos we talked about earlier. They all like this guy. They all like that guy. Hello. You're spiky and cute. Please don't hurt me. No. Ah! Okay. And so that prevents, and there's sort of a mix of all different kinds of hybrids, and that is sort of to try to prevent that from happening again, from the Dust Bowl from happening again, is that if you do have a trait that's bad, maybe only some of your hybrids have it. Hello, buddy. Oh, you big boy. Hello. I know, you're probably hungry. I do not have any food left, so I have some food over here. I feel like I should give that to my own children. But anyway. So, the thing is, you have to be quite careful. And the idea of having those hybrid... No! No! Don't go in the water, no! Hey, I will save you. Yes, come here. Go up there. Oh, there we go. You scared me. Oh, you scared me bad. You scared me bad. The water's like insta-death. So they try to have more hybrids, so just in case some certain varieties are susceptible, others won't be. And so that's sort of the idea behind it. Okay, what other are kind of mutated things we eat? As I said, it's basically almost every food crop has been selectively bred or is a natural mutant. Now there's also, I would say, a technique used that's a little bit like a dirty little secret that no one really likes to talk about. So I will say it out loud, and maybe people won't want to watch my stream later. But it's truth. I work on genetically modified plants. And what I mean by that is I will use certain lab techniques to engineer traits into plants to help for food security and sustainability and to try to be more environmentally friendly. And there's a lot of scary stuff out there about it, and I think it mostly comes from the fact that the technology is not well understood. Basically, it's a way of making mutants, making changes, introducing traits faster than we could do it traditionally. So when I was talking about that little bit of a dirty little secret, there are certain mutations which happened in our crop plants naturally. So, for example, cauliflower. Somebody noticed a weird-looking broccoli plant and was like, "Oh, that's cool. I should keep that." But a lot of them were induced. And what do I mean by that? So, when I talk about induced mutagenesis, is a traditional method to try and make new mutations, possibly new traits, and other things like that, is that you would take seeds, like corn for example, and you would treat them with mutagens. So mutagens are things which will cause changes in the genome at a higher frequency than what you get by random chance. So by random chance alone, adding repair proteins and all the other things your immune system does, you will only get about one change in every billion DNA bases per generation. So the idea is that per every billion bases, your kid will have one change different from you. And so this is called a polymorphism. So most often called a single nucleotide polymorphism, which would be one single change, one single base. And that's kind of how we do paternity tests and different sort of genealogy things, figuring out who's related to who. Because, ooh, there's a gold slime down there, guys. Ah! I gotta go get some food. And I've gotta feed that gold slime, and he's gonna give me money. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Burp. No! You guys ate my carrot! Dang it. I wanted to feed that gold slime some more. Gosh dang it. Anyway. Let's see if I can get a vacuum pack. I keep forgetting I don't have one, and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fall into the super death ocean anytime now. What was I saying? So, yeah. So, random chance mutagenesis is there's going to be one chain between you and your kid. And you're going to have different changes that are different from your parents. One in every billion. And those are unique to you. And you will have more of those in common with your family than you will have with other people. And so, as I said, they're called single nucleotide polymorphisms, SNP, or SNPs. So the SNPs. So you can look at someone's SNPs, and you can figure out, okay, which family do they belong to, or which ones are they more closely related to. Oh, Jerica, this is Slime Rancher. I'm using it as an example to talk about genetics. Because I'm a nerd. We're going to harvest the slimes. So we feed the slime. And they make a plort, which is just, you know, let's say it's poop. Okay? Let's just be real. But it is poop that can be used to make money. Like people who buy like organic fertilizers, like, oh yeah, I know tabby slime, I'm sorry. I need to get you some chickens to eat. Angular poop, yep. So yeah, we're talking about genetics, Jericho. We're talking about how if we talk about the pink one being a wild type slime, then the tabby would be our mutant slime. And so when I was talking about the mutants we eat, we're talking about how like wild cabbage you find in the woods would be the wild type. And then your broccoli, are you a broccoli, would be the mutant. So, and most of our foods are. Let's see. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the concept of, so I was talking about SNPs and single nucleotide polymorphisms, random changes in your genome. But you can also induce more changes. So this is the dirty little secret that people don't like to tell you about. In the crop industry and done in traditional methods, is that they would take seeds and they would expose them to chemical mutagens, so different chemicals that would cause changes in their genomes at a pretty high rate. Or, oh, little tiny chick, hello, I won't hurt you, it's okay. Or they would, actually what I should do, treat them with radiation. So radio waves and stuff. And so that increases your mutagenesis rate to having 15 to 20,000 changes in your genome. And that allowed them to take all those different seeds, plant them, look at their phenotype, right? How they look and their different traits, like do they have big kernels? Do they have a big ear? Do they grow well? Are they, do well in drought conditions, that sort of thing. And then they would, yes, I need one of these. Oh yes, and a jetpack. Yes, now I'm broke again. Hooray. And so, but the thing is, and this is the reason I call it a dirty little secret, is because it is considered traditional. You are allowed to take plants which have been chemically mutagenized or radiation mutagenized and grow them and say they're organic. Versus if you use lab techniques like I do to make a GMO, right, a genetically modified organism, that is not organic. The difference is that the techniques I use to make one in the lab, I am only making 1 to 5 changes on average, and any GMO crop is sequenced. Its entire genome is sequenced, so we know exactly where the changes are made. And if it's not safe, it's not sold. Most genetically engineered crops that people argue about were made 20 years ago because the regulations are so strict about all the testing and things it has to go through. So because of that, we actually know more about GMO crops than we know about traditionally made crops. And I'm going quote unquote, because as I said, they're allowed to use chemicals and radiation to induce mutations, which on average is 15 to 20,000 of them. And you're allowed to eat that and sell it as organic. But I'm not allowed to sell my stuff when I'm only making 1 to 5 and I know exactly what they are. And I'm required to sequence them stuff, but I'm not bitter. Oh, hey. Hey, Wooter. Wooter, we had this discussion in Belgium. Yeah, we did. But, so if anyone has any questions about genetics and other things that I've been talking about, just tell me, because otherwise I'm just gonna like goof off over here. Yeah. Oh, that's what else I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about polyploidy. All right. I'm going to give a prize to anyone who knows what polyploidy means. I would be curious to know. Because I had this happen the other day. Someone was flipping out on Twitter because they read that genetically modified salmon, which actually they're not really modified. This just sort of happens in captivity. Polyploidy. Ploidy. So, it does have to do with genetics. Although, this is a special word. This might be a little hard. As I said, I'm going to get real drunk because anytime I put polyploidy. Yep, Jericho, you're right. All right. So, polyploidy is the number of copies of a gene you have. So, for example, humans have they have sets of chromosomes, right? We have 23 sets, which means 23 sets of 2. So if chromosome 1, there are 2 pairs, one from your mom and one from your dad. And so we are a diploid organism. So ploid is your genome, right? Is your copies of your genome. And so if we are diploid, we have 2. So the di is 2. And so we have 2 copies of every gene. One from our dad, one from our mom. When we talk about polyploid is when an organism has more than 2. So the other day I got in this debate with somebody on Twitter about salmon which were triploid, which means they have 3 copies of every gene. Now, this can occur naturally, and it does occur in the wild. Most of the time, if you are usually a diploid organism, you usually have 2 copies. If you are triploid, those animals, especially in animals, will usually die. Like, this is usually lethal. You can sometimes have an extra copy of 1 chromosome. Yep. And so, for example, someone with Down syndrome has an extra copy of chromosome 21. So they are triploid for that chromosome, but not for their entire genome. So normally someone would not survive that. Now, reason I was having a debate with someone is that they were saying people were, and this is still allowed, that you can still sell triploid salmon meat. So some fish don't die if you have 3 copies. They're perfectly fine. They're actually a bit bigger, kind of like our hybrid vigor largos from earlier. And most of them have less fertility, but are still okay. And the thing is when you eat something, everything you eat has DNA in it, and your body processes DNA from one thing the same way it processes DNA from another thing. It doesn't matter what its sequence is, it doesn't matter how much it is, because your gut really doesn't care. But someone was yelling at me saying, well, a triploid organism is just wrong, right? So then I had to give them a lesson. Because most plants are not diploid like us. As I said, most animals normally have 2 copies. The thing is plants don't really follow that rule. A lot of them are polyploid. And so they have many, many copies of genes. So polyploid is basically, if you're not diploid, you're polyploid. Oh, I can't suck up any more fruit. All right, well, you guys get to eat the fruit. Anyway, excuse me. Thank you. I gotta go feed my family. I need to get more chickens. That's what I really need. And so most of our crop plants actually have many sets of chromosomes. So Most apples are triploid or more. Watermelon is polyploid. Bananas are polyploid. Citrus is polyploid. Carrots are polyploid. Gosh dang, I've given you guys a lot of fruit. Most squashes are polyploid. Pumpkins are polyploid. Wheat has... So depending on the wheat, you can have 4 sets of chromosomes, or you can have 6. Like, it's crazy. And this actually allows them to adapt to their environment a little bit easier, which kind of makes sense if you spend your whole life in one place. You have to be able to adapt to whatever the heck could come at you. Yeah, the indigo flying ones, these are my babies. I don't have the right kind of corral for them to live in. I know, these are the phosphors. Hello, you're so cute, like a firefly. And so I had this debate with this person because they're like, oh, well, you know, triploid organisms are just wrong and we can't eat them. And I'm like, you eat them every flippin' day. Like, if you've ever eaten any vegetable ever, you've eaten something that is polyploid, or any fruit ever. Most of them are. And for reasons is, generally speaking, if something is polyploid, it's kind of like these Largos over here. Like, they get, oh no! No, don't eat them! Go away. Ah! That was very scary, guys. That's called a tar. It kind of get the spooky music. It can't be killed with water, though, so we're safe. But they will try to eat the crap out of you. See, I need to, woo, clip through the wall. Need to get more money, and I need to get more chickens. Yeah. Do they plurt? Actually, the tar ones don't plort. They just try to eat you. And they come out at night. And they try to eat the other ones because they're cannibals. Stop it! Go away. Yeah, I know. It's very scary. I will save you. Ah! Of course, the ones that are perfectly nice are the ones that are going to kill me accidentally. Thanks, rock ones. See, it happens. Oh, I hear it. Where is it? Oh no, there's so many. No! We ate that one. No! No, stop it! Stop it, don't eat them! You flippin' cannibals. This is a peaceful place. This is a peaceful place. Full of vegetarians and self-respecting kitty carnivores. No cannibals. Stop it. No cannibals. I need to get some more water. I'm gonna get in big trouble. They're gonna all eat me. But yeah, so that was my big debate because someone said that having multiple... Oh, you're so cute. Hello. I'll give you a chicken. Whoop. Nope. Ah. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, they were like, oh, well, polyploid is just terrible, and that shouldn't happen to an animal. And I'm like, well, it happens naturally anyway, and when they're in a captivity, it happens more often, and we don't really know why. Might have something to do with their growing conditions and stuff. People are trying to figure it out. But it happens in plants all the time. Plants do it all the time. And they do not care. And because they have multiple sets of every gene, that allows variation to happen. So it's like, if you have a gene or a trait that's very important for being alive, and you make too many changes to it, you may end up being not alive, which is not great. But if you've got multiple copies, like if you are polyploid, for example, and have many different copies, you can make all sorts of changes in certain ones, and they could end up getting new functions and doing new jobs, you know, and may help you be better adapted to living in different places. And that's kind of how we feel like evolution works, especially in plants. And actually in our past, there is some evidence that one of the reasons that primate genomes are so big is we went through gene duplication events during our evolution where our whole genome got duplicated and we got more genetic material and more copies of the same genes, which changed over time and then gave us new traits. So basically everything we eat is some sort of mutant. Either got some sort of changes that have been selected for, or have had gene duplication events that have changed them from the original. So that was my main point for today. And then I was just going to play more of my favorite game. Hello, babies. I still have not gotten enough chickens. Gosh dang it. I'm so dumb. I kind of just wanted this to be like a casual stream. Just sort of hang out with people, play a game, talk about stuff, talk about dumb things that I notice, especially when things don't get reported well. Because then I can go on a plant rant. Plant rants are fun. Less genetics, more human selection. Yeah, and the botany of desire. Nice. Yeah, so like there's a lot of human selection that goes into crops and stuff. And there can be unintended consequences for sure. Like, I don't know if anyone would be, maybe I'll just ask the chat if anyone is interested in me. Ooh, I hate you guys. Oh, you are just the worst. You eat everyone. If anyone was interested in talking about genetic engineering and how it works. Plant rant, yes. And how we actually do it in the lab. Because it is made out to be really scary and artificial, and it is really not. Give me those good snips. Snips. Stop it. No! No, buddy, no! Oh, no. Hey, go away. You don't get to eat him. Give it in good snips. Oh, yeah. See, I always thought that it was kind of weird in this game that I never have to sleep. I probably should. Actually, I need to get more chickens. That's what I need to do. But, yeah, so the thing is that one of the reasons that people are getting more interested into doing biotechnology and genetic engineering and stuff is doing selective breeding, finding a mutant, you know, getting them to do what, you know, figure out that that's what you want, breeding them, and putting it all together takes years and years and years and years. And sometimes that is way too long. Sometimes you have to move quicker than that. And so here's an example. Because I work a little bit with pathogens, there have been, oh, they're so hungry. There have been, no! No! I need to run. There have been a couple instances where an invasive species or an invasive pathogen or whatever has come in and has basically decimated a population. And there's like nothing you can do about it. And then everyone's like, okay, do we just sit here and watch it die? You know, like, what do we do? And so if you, especially with plants, I saved you, buddy. Especially with plants, if you can engineer a resistance, or if you can put a trait where you know, hey, I know this species has a gene that protects it from X. If I can take that gene from X and put it into Y and keep that species from going extinct, I'm gonna do it. You know, like, I feel sometimes we have a responsibility to do that. Oh no, we're lagging, oh no. What's happening? Oh, there we go. All right, we'll give it a second. And how we do it is we actually use a bacteria. So this actually occurs in nature. So I use a bacteria called Agrobacterium. It's my favorite microbe. And it naturally genetically engineers its host. It will insert genes from itself into a plant and will not enough. Dang it. I am too broke. And will use that to turn the plant into its own little personal grocery store. Now, this does have a side effect. Usually in nature, this causes cancer on the plant. But you can remove from the bacteria the tumor-causing genes and put in beneficial genes. And then you can use the bacteria to introduce new traits. Dash boots. Ooh, they're probably expensive though. I don't know. And so I use Agrobacterium as a way to try to combat things like different nasty pathogens. So, like for example, right now, Africa is having a really tough time with an invasive species called fall armyworm. It is basically eating everything. And it does not give a crap about chemical pesticides. It just like laughs it off. And so they're really, really worried about having enough food. And so for a long time in the US, we have had BT crops. So BT is just a trait from a bacteria that acts as a natural insecticide. It makes the plants resistant to certain insects. And so then you don't have to use pesticide or chemicals anymore. So it's actually quite environmentally friendly, and has saved a lot of people a lot of money, and it's better because a big problem with insecticides and pesticides and herbicides and stuff like that is it is not targeted. It just kills everything, which means you lose the good with the bad. The good bugs and the bad bugs. And why are you attached to my gun? Anyway, my spoopy gun. And so for a long time, most of our crops have the BT trait engineered into them, which, as I said, it doesn't do anything to humans. It's targeted specifically to insects, and we know exactly how it works, and it's been tested within an inch of its life. And for a long time, people were trying to get, and different farmers were trying to get the availability of BT crops in their country so that they could also get all these benefits, because a lot of them couldn't afford to buy a bunch of expensive chemical pesticides, and they didn't really want to use them anyway. But their government hemmed and hawed and didn't want to do it. And now that fall armyworm is marching through the continent, now everyone's okay with it. Now everyone's like, oh, well, we should use this now. And it's like, yeah, that's what we would tell you. Why does it have to be a crisis? Why do people have to be starving before we adapt new technology? I don't understand. You know, like, it just makes me angry. It's one of my things I will rant about. Just because a lot of people get... I will say I have a beef with marketing companies and food companies in general, because they do a lot of false advertising and misinformation to sell their product, which I know from a business standpoint makes sense. You want to make money. I get it. But on the other side, for example, there are over 50,000 different products that say GMO free on them. there are only 10 GMO crops sold in the US. So the label means like absolutely nothing. I walk into the place and it's like, GMO free popcorn. It's like, there has never been a GMO popcorn ever. That label doesn't mean anything. It's dumb. Oh well, this will probably get me in trouble. Everybody's very sensitive about it. But as I said, it's back to a lot, and I kind of, like, I understand people wanting to know where their food comes from and wanting to be informed, and that's very important, and I get that, and I appreciate that, you know, but there is not a lot of common knowledge about how it works, you know. Stuff doesn't automatically end up in the supermarket, you know. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it from farmers who are growing them and from the researchers who are trying to do their best to help people out. And so that's sort of another reason that I've kind of come to the realization of, even though I'm finishing up my PhD and I could work... No! Oh, you're the worst. Oh no! Stop it. So even though I've gotten my PhD and I could go work for an ag company or that sort of thing. Oh no, I can't get the treasure. Darn it. That maybe I should be getting into science communication and advocacy, and maybe that is where my focus should be, because it's been really hard lately. I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm doing this stream in the afternoon because I didn't want it to be later, but I did have a 19-hour workday yesterday, and I had a 20-hour workday on Tuesday, and every other day of the week I was doing at least 12 hours. And if I do a minimum of a 60-hour week, I make $7 an hour. And that's a slow week. But then when I try to tell people the truth about genetically modified crops and what we're trying to do, I get screamed at and told that I'm evil. So yeah, I don't really blame a lot of scientists for not wanting to put up with it anymore. Especially when, so we started developing technologies to making designer crops, I guess I would say. To be able to make specific changes and to do it safer and more controlled. And my lab worked on that, and we're part of the original group of people. And that was about 40, 30 years ago. And then the anti-GMO activacy got so bad that everyone basically had to leave. No one could do research on it anymore. No one could get funding anymore. So my lab only almost closed its doors last year. And I almost lost my job along with everybody else. So yeah, I will say I got into what I'm doing because I care about people and food security. I feel people should be able to feed themselves and care for themselves. But it's really hard when there are people that basically hate you for it. Yeah. So there's my downer thing of the day. So that's basically the major things I wanted to talk about. I can still play. Hello, little baby. Hi, puppy. You're so cute. I should get you a friend. But I sort of have this time as sort of just AMA, you know, just ask me anything about me, about myself, about my cats. I've got more Harriet clones, which is actually a bit crazy. She's a cloning machine. Gosh dang it. Oh, am I froze again? Oh no. So, but yeah. We can go on an adventure. I'll just talk about where I'm going. Maybe we should go into this cave. I don't know. Ah! No! Stop it! Dang it. That doesn't look good. Let's see. Oh, you look delightful. Okay, let's just run. Run! No, no, no. No, no, no. Yee. Dang, I need a key. Now. Darn it. Now I gotta go back to the scary guys. Dang it. Oh, I'm so... Gosh. I haven't talked about cocktails as much this time. So earlier this week, an emotional support husband made some shrub with a bunch of herbs that I grew. So we've basically done all our herb harvesting, and they are all finished up. But a way to preserve herbs way back when is basically a vinegar solution with different herbs and crushed fruits and spices, and you kind of made like an extract. And so in that extract, you would be able to keep it over the winter to make your own homemade like sodas and make your homemade sodas and cocktails and stuff. And so I actually got to try some, and you can actually make them at home too. So we had like an apple pie sort of shrub, which was made with like rosemary and apple cider and some other like herbs and stuff, which is really good. It makes a really nice homemade soda if you mix it with club soda. And then there was also so I should probably explain that these little pink slimes can eat anything, so that makes my life pretty easy. Whereas the tabby slime is very particular about the chickens. I'm actually wondering if I should turn it into a largo. That would be good. And we could have the big old swole boy. So that was a fun experiment. That actually worked pretty good. We'd like to make some shrub for the AC Intox people, but we're not sure how to get it there. Like, I've been chatting on the AC Intox live stream with Eric and Jerry about sending them some of my herbs and stuff, and I've dried a bunch, but I was trying to figure out a way to send them extracts and shrub, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, because I live in the Midwest, and it is far from where they live. Although I have been invited to come on the AC Intox stream, so I think I'm going to do that as my sort of celebrating becoming a doctor in May. I've just got to survive until then. Gross. I am not looking forward to it, guys. Oh, I want the treasure. Dang it. No treasure for me. Alright, I think to get that slime key, guys, that I am going to have to feed that big pink slime that's over the water, over the bridge. That's actually called a Gordo. And when you feed them a bunch, they explode. But they do not die. They just explode into smaller slimes. It's actually kind of adorable. But they sometimes also release other prizes and stuff like that. So it probably has. Hannah was here earlier. Wuda was here earlier. So I still wanted to do kind of a giveaway of different things later. So actually what I really need is, I've already sent Jerica Harriet. As I said, Harriet's a cloning machine. But I do have another plant. It is called a kalanchoe. It is a type of succulent. And it propagates by making little clonal baby plants off of its leaves. So the edges of its leaves have these tiny little plants that are coming off of it. And that will drop into the soil. Ooh, present. Ooh, another one. Great. I will collect them all. And so I actually need a name for that plant. Because it is also a cloning machine. So, Jerica, if you want another plant, a different kind, let me know. Wooter, same thing. If you're still here, just let me know and I will send you clones of those as well. They are smaller than Harriet, but they may look tiny, but they will definitely get bigger. They grow pretty fast, but I definitely need a name for this plant, because it is also a cloning machine. But it is up to you guys. I will send people plants until I'm blue in the face. I also send them stuffed microbes. So I've got my collection of stuffed microbes. But I need to collect some more. Actually, after going on my visit to Belgium, the wallet's been kind of hurting a little bit. Let's be honest. It was a fun trip, but whew. I was not looking forward to updating my budget after that one. No siree. All right. Well, this is what we got to do. We gotta get a lot of fruit. Ah! No! I'm out of space. Dang it. See, the thing is I've played this game so much, and I haven't started a new game in so long, I've forgotten how much it sucks to be poor in this game. I'm like, I have no money. I have no money. I can't go anywhere. I have no keys. Everything sucks. It's all bad. At least I've got my new microphone, so I can sound cool on it. Record more C-Team theme songs. Because it's one of the few things that bring me joy. Ooh. Sorry, chickens. You have to go to the cause. I'm sorry. It's just how it has to be. Okay, this is freaking funny. Look at this. Oh no, he's clipped out completely. Are you okay? Are you okay, buddy? Oh god. Gosh dang it. What I should probably grab him. Oh, I should grab him. Oh, this is too funny. Actually, I'm kind of wondering if I do an experiment, if I leave and come back later, if he'll get out. No. Oh gosh. Oh, I find that way too amusing. Oh man. Yeah, you gotta have fun on some level. Sorry for being a bummer earlier, guys. It's been a long week. Whew. Oh boy. Hello. Yeah, so the other thing I'm obsessed with besides plant is microbes, because I study the plants. Oh gosh, that isn't enough? Ah. Oh no, he's a jiggling. He's a wiggling. Oh no. I'm scared. Oh no. Yep. Chickens. He's a wiggling. He's a jiggling. Oh, we gotta go back. We gotta go see if that chicken's still there. But yeah, I should probably explain why I call myself the drunk phytologist. I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah. Because my real name's Rochelle. Yep, he's still there, guys. Oh, is there a tar over here? Oh, gosh dang it. Get over here. Let my friends alone. Stop it. Die, gravy suckers. But, so, phytologist is just a fancy name for a plant biologist, just because it's shorter and I think it sounds cooler. So, different people have started calling me Phyto in Discord, which I think is great, and I kind of love it. Otherwise, I'm called Shell most of the time. And I grew up on a giant rabbit farm. I raised Flemish giants. They are 20 pounds. They are rabbits. Flemish giant rabbits. They are huge and beautiful and gentle and the best. And I had a big old woods to play in. And a garden to goof around in. And all this stuff. And I got interested in genetics because I liked breeding rabbits and liked trying to figure it out. So I did a genetics project in high school on bunnies. And then I was saving up money to go to like the local satellite campus. Oh gosh, dang it, no. Give me the money. See, I need to get better ploits, guys. I totally do. See, the thing is even though my Pinka guys are super dependable, and I love them, problem is they do not make me a lot of money. We gotta diversify our farm. We gotta diversify the ranch. Oop, sorry, Tabby Slime. Oop. Sorry, okay. I need to get you a friend, definitely. Probably another corral. But so yeah, I grew up on a giant bunny farm. I got interested in genetics. And then I was saving up money to try to go to college. And I was gonna live at home and go to the local college and have a job. And then I got a scholarship. And I got to go to Purdue. And that's where I went. And I got a genetics degree. And I got a microbiology degree. But I was broke. And I really needed a job. So I got a job in a genetics lab, but it happened to be a plant genetics lab because they were the only ones that were willing to pay me. Because most labs are broke as shit when you're at the university. And so most undergrad researchers work for credit. They basically take it as a class and work. So which I can't really blame different labs for doing this, because it's like, you know, you pay tuition for every class you take, and it's like, okay, you're getting research, you know, training or whatever. So you're basically paying them to work. It's kind of, I can't really blame them because it is a pretty good system, especially when you're broke as shit most of the time. So, yeah. But I needed to eat, so I went with the job that would pay me. And then that's how I got so interested in plant genetics, because they are way more complicated than we are. There's a very human-centric sort of view of the world, which kind of makes sense because we're all humans. And for a long time, when there was the Human Genome Project, everyone assumed that humans are the most complicated anything on the planet, and we'll have the biggest genome and be the coolest. And it just wasn't true. Actually, we're really middle of the dude, we're not even have that big of a genome for mammals. And in comparison to like other animals, not that much either. Man, how am I gonna raise all these cats? Okay, let's see. I know what we need. We need a chicken coop, maybe. Actually, what we really need, but I do not have enough money for it, is a farm extension. And you see, with the big lasers. Let's see. Overgrowth. The thing is this thing produces chickens like nobody's business. But it is way out of my price range right now. Man. Well, let's see. Let's go on an adventure. I have got to get that key. For sure. I need to get that key. So I need to finish feeding that big pink guy. Now we gotta decide if we want to go to the cave or if we want to go to the forest. I'm kind of biased. I think I want to go to the forest. I got something in my eye. Ow, ow, ow. Ah. Ow, ow, ow. Oh well. But yeah, so I got interested in plant genetics and I thought it was awesome. And I did that for like 3.5 years and I worked 20, 30 hours a week while I was going to school. That was fun. Not really. And then I worked as a molecular biologist / microbiologist for a local company for a little bit. And then I got the opportunity. So, like, my boss is, like, the guy who works on the... Gosh dang, you're still there. I just need to... Gosh dang it. Oh, man. That flippin' chicken. I feel like I should just take him out of there. Like, take him out of his misery. Which doesn't really make any sense since he's a virtual chicken. But I feel bad. Ooh, what's over here, guys? Oh, I hope I don't fall down here and then can't get out of here at all. I think I found a secret. Oh, look at you. Somebody else I've got to feed. Oh, no. And treasure I still can't get. Gosh dang it. Darn it. Darn it, you adorable. You gonna give me a key? Are ya? No. Not for free, anyway. That's how it is. Live in for free. Oh, dang. Now I'm stuck down here. Can I get back up, though? Woo! Box. Ah. Nice. Cool. More chickens. Excellent. Oh, boy. Can I get up here without having to go down the scary place? I'm gonna find out. Come on. Yes. I did it. Hooray. Alright. Well, we got some seeds for our coop. And by seeds, I mean chickens. Some breeding stock. There. That's the technical term. Breeding stock. Alright. I think we got enough money to buy a coop. I hope we do. I'll get back to you in a minute, Mr. Jiggly. Anyway. But yeah, so I did that, and then my boss, who's like the guy for working on, you know, genetic engineering and agrobacterium specifically, which is a microbe I study. And so he asked me if I wanted to do a PhD with him, and he's older. I can't decide. He keeps wibbly wobbling back and forth on if he's gonna retire or not. I'm afraid he's probably gonna die first. Like, I am super scared that one of these days I'm going to go into the lab and he's gonna be dead. Like, I'm not even joking. One time I walked by his office to, like, ask him a question, and he was, like, slumped in his chair. And I was so scared. Like, I was scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh my gosh, did he die? Is he, like, dead? Did he just slump over his chair and die? I have heard things about people's advisors, like PhD advisors, like dying on them. And you know, the thing is it's already awful anyway. But the worst part of it is like, it is really hard to get an advisor, you know, like a lab to like live in and pay you and train you for 6 years of your life. And that person is like your go-to person, you know, to help you out and train you as a scientist. And then when they like, you know, retire or leave or like sometimes literally die on you is a nightmare. And like, I care about my boss a lot, and I was convinced, like, I'm like, oh my god. And the thing is his wife is like our senior scientist in the lab. I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell his wife. Oh my god, this is the worst day. And so then I like, I'm just standing at the door, and I'm like, hey. And then he just like jumped out of his chair and then like started to pretend typing. Like, oh yeah. Hi. How are you? Like he was working and wasn't asleep. And I'm like, oh gosh, good. He was just sleeping. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was the scariest thing ever. All right. This is from my grandpa, I think? Hobson Twilgers, owner of the ranch. Okay, previous owner. More than a few years. Last venture left him. He set off for taking one last tour. Keep your peepers peeled for notes. Here what an old coot says every now and then. All right. Yep. So, thank you. Whoop, what's your name again? Hobson. All right, thank you, Hobson. My name's Beatrix. Yay. I'm cute. I have green hair and dark skin, and I love it. Okay. Now we gotta feed that fat jerk. Ooh. So, books. I was going to talk about books, too. I have recently ordered Chris Thorogood's Weird Plants book. He is a botanist as well as an artist. He has amazing paintings. You should look them up on Twitter. And he made a whole book of paintings of weird plants. And I have pre-ordered this book months ago. But the thing is he is from the UK. And I'm pretty sure that even though my UK friends have all gotten their copy, that because it is coming all the way to America, that it's going to be a while for me to get my copy, and I am not a patient person. I really want this book super bad. I was so excited. I'm like, yes, finally gonna get it. No, I have to wait. Darn it. The worst. So, yeah, as I said, I'm not a patient person. So that's a book I've been waiting for. Although, Lex Caliber by Jerry Holkins and Mike Krahulik, for those of you who are listening and know about them, came in the mail, and I read it immediately to my cat, as is appropriate. And it was wonderful, and I loved it. Okay, let's see. I also... gonna try to do another blog post later. So it may be a little confusing why my blog may be The Drunk Phytologist, but besides the daily dose, woo! Ta-da! Hi. Okay, you can have it. It's fine. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me, I need that key. Thank you, yes! That a phytologist is talking about microbes, but I am kind of a plant microbiologist, and there's not really, you know, a lot of people don't know about all of our little friends that live in us and on us and around us and that our lives depend on. So, kind of talk about that. Also because a friend of mine, Matt, does In Defense of Plants, which is an amazing blog, all about plants. And I decided that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let him do it. Because he does a great job, and I'll do a different thing. And then we can have our own special niche, a writing niche, instead of an ecological niche, or niche, however you like to say. We'll have a writing niche. Alright. I think I probably have way more food than I need. Oh well. Let's go to the forest, everybody! Whee! Do-do-do. See, the thing is I think I need to get more to drink because I have killed off this Scotch Old Fashioned and it was super good and super strong, which is fine. No problem at all. Dunno. We're getting to the part of the day where I start singing for no reason. That was very spoopy. The spoopiest of places. Okay. Oh, look how nice all the water looks. Actually, I love these flame effects. Little embers, little moats. Is there anything down here? Ooh, look at you. Cheeky breeky. Alright, let's see if I can carry this box and not fall into the insta-death ocean. Okay, you can't really die in this game. They will just say, oh, you passed out. You know, and ended up in bed, which I'm like, that makes no sense. Hello. And the reason it makes no sense, use the key, is that all your stuff is gone, and also you live out here in the middle of nowhere. Who took you back to your bed? Was it the slimes? I doubt it. Not unless they are all sentient beings and they're really farming meat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Emotional support husband put in a rum float into that Scotch Old Fashioned. Oh, that was good. Yeah, sorry, I'm really into cocktails. Actually, I've been drinking Not Your Father's Mountain Ale earlier today, which is not super expensive and is definitely super dangerous. Oh, nope. Came back the wrong way. Ah, I'm trapped. Okay, I'm fine. Hi! Look at you. Look how cute you are. These are called bomb slimes. They explode. They're cute, but they blow up, and they will hurt me. Okay. Excuse me. Up. 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 Gosh dang. Up. I feel like I talk to the slimes like I talk to my own pets. Like, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's actually a little strange for me right now, because, besides the plants, which there are many in my house, I only have 2 cats at the moment, which I usually have a rabbit and gerbils and things, but, they have all recently passed away from natural causes. I mean, they were all older, but, since I'm gonna be graduating soon, I didn't want to necessarily move animals across the country. But it's really weird for me to not have my whole menagerie. Really. Ooh, that's what I should do. I need money. Come on, Shell. Up. 9! Oh, you are cute, though. Sie eine der süße Geschichte. Ja. 9! Och. Warum essen Sie? Warum haben Sie gegessen? Hm? Hm? Antwortlich. Hm? Ich will eine Antwort. Hm? Hm? Was ist deine Antwort? Hm? Keine Antwort. Keine Antwort. Ah. Ah, ja. Oh, ich habe vergessen den. Hm. Sorry, I drop into German when I'm drunk. Now we gotta take care of this problem right here. Stop it. Oh, he's tough. Anyway. Now let's see. Oh, look at the beautiful forest at night. Ooh. Can I just live here? Is that okay? I'll just make a house under here. Just ask the tree permission and just do it. That'd be pretty great. Dun-na-now. Double life to the face. Woo! What am I even doing? I don't know. See, the thing is, I'd like to get bomb slime. So the problem is they also eat meat and they're high maintenance. So, we got some options. We could make some Largos with something else. Stop it. That eats other things, and that will give us more dietary variety. Or not. Hello. Swimming pool. Bonk. Not anything that interesting. Thing is, I was looking for puddle slimes, which sometimes live in the ponds, but there are none here right now, which is kind of strange since there is a puddle slime plort in the middle of the pond. Tar, did you eat that puddle slime? Did you kill him? Must I judge you forever for killing him? I was quite displeased. Ooh! Look at this! Look at that! I think it's a toy. I should bring it back for my cats. Oh gosh, I forgot. It doesn't go in the backpack. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. Alright, well let's see if we can get home and not die with this giant yarn ball. Oh gosh. Oh no. No, 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 no. 999. Ooh, hi baddies. Okay, I'll put this here for now. Okay. No! Go away! Here, eat this chicken, not me. Thank you. You feel better now? Are you not so angry? Yeah, you're not so angry. See, look, we could be friends. Oh, you're so scared. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm sorry I scared you. Oh, I scared him. See, this is the problem, is I can't take them home when they're Largos. They're too big to fit in my backpack. See? This is what you get for gluttony. So I should probably explain that the TARS happen if a Largo accidentally eats a plort that isn't the same as they are. Which seems kind of dumb because you think they'd be smart enough to not eat poop, but apparently not. They are not smart enough. It is unfortunate. And when they eat a plort of something else, they will also end up getting the qualities of that other slime. And that's how they become a Largo. I didn't think this was a dead end. How do I get out of here? Do I have to go back through the Chompy Chompy area? Oh, there it is. Gosh. I'm okay. I'm not tired / inebriated. It's fine. Come on. Yoodle-doo. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to the part soon where Shell starts singing. Fido's going to sing. Make up songs for no reason. Then I'll put them on the internet. Why? Because I have no shame. Doo-doo-doo. There's another box. More chickens. I can use additional chickens all the time. Alright. Oh, look. A beautiful death ocean right over here. Yay. Ocean of death. Boom. Yeah. Teleporters, man. How do they work? See, the problem with this is it's always one way. Man, it takes so long. There is a way to build a lab, and you can make your own teleporters. Ah! They may be hungry. I wouldn't be nervous if I was the chickens. Oh yeah, no, you weren't just staring at the chickens. Like murder hobos. Oh no, that wasn't you. See, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put one honey slime, and we're gonna take a couple tabbies. Ooh, not all four. Dang. We're gonna take a couple tabbies. And then we get this adorable honey tabby. Yeah, we do. And now you can eat chickens and fruit, which makes everybody's life easier. And then we're gonna put you guys in here. It's gonna be great. Okay, so actually what we need to do, see if we can make a garden. Garden! Yeah! And since we got two different kinds that can eat plants. Yeah, you all wish garden worked like that, didn't you? Shit. That's as fast as all hell. Gosh. Where should our other honey go? Eh! You can go in here. That's fine. I'm sorry, honeys, but you're gonna have to eat poop. I know it's not fair and you don't want to, but you're just gonna have to do it. You're just gonna have to. You're just gonna have to. Yes. I know, it's not fair. But now, look, now, because you're pink and you're tabby, you can eat all of this food. This feast that I've prepared for you. Why? Because now you will have that trait that we talked about way at the beginning of the stream, called hybrid vigor. Because you are now a hybrid, and you are vigorous, and you have all these great abilities now. Yes. And to be the bestest boys. Yeah, look at how you good boosh. As you mew at me. Woo! 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 Sorry, Stony Hen. You must die for the cause. I believe in nature. Nature is violent. A lot of us like to think that nature's like kumbaya. That's just not true. There's something trying to eat something else. And there's something to try to gain advantage over something else. They like to put values on it. But that's just not true. No, it's not. But that's okay. You're just doing what you were meant to do. I am gonna have to do something else because you guys are totally gonna get out. Airnet. Yeah, that's what we need. Look at that shit. Now they can't get out. Which I feel kind of bad. I know. Got lots to do. Hello! Emotional support husband is here. Yay.
I was coming for a beverage check.
Beverage check? Well, I have no beverage. Well, I have water. But that's it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we should stop the stream here or... We've got 3 fronds. But I haven't really had much questions. Most of that's me shooting the shit. Could go read my letters. I'll go read my letters. Gee. Ooh, I got so much mail. Thora West. Beatrix, my name is Thora. Work to do, long-time rancher. Welcome wagon. Just and trade whatever you got. That's the trade thingy. Check out the range exchange. Machine daily. Get your trade done within 24 hours. More ranchers. You get a hearty hello. Check your inbox. Enough, John. Back to work. Alright, thanks, Thora. Casey. Sleeping for a whole year. Actually, back at my VC now communicating something other than emojis. Aw, yeah. Good job. Alright. Sleep for a whole year. Did you dream? Imagine what it's like. Put you to pod. Exploring. That's okay. That's okay, Casey. You're my BFF. I will love you forever. Alright. Now we've moved on to Not Your Father's Mountain Ale. Alcoholic Mountain Dew. This is super bad. Alright. Miss Lebu. Corporation. Bull New Venture. Support extended. Oh, look at this form letter. Like to request exercise caution. Get more familiar. Traveling at night. Hey, you don't tell me what to do. There's tars at night, but I kick their ass. It's been great. Lastly, any additional tools make it easier. Pleased to provide you. Blah, blah, blah. Job for us for a small fee. Alrighty. Look how cute I am. With my green hair. Yeah, I talk about you. I don't know why I have... I think it almost looks like a neck pillow, doesn't it? Like a neck pillow just all the time. I know it's a collar on a coat, but still. Yes, it's Minecraft dangerous. So dangerous. Look how dangerous it is. It's just mildly scary. So spoopy. Oh, so very spoopy. Alright, well, we talked about this trade exchange. Let's see. Hi, Thora. Okay, what do you want? You want a puddle slime and a hunter plort? No way! Those are like the hardest things to get. Oh, Thora, you're killing me. Well, guys, we're gonna have to go to the forest. Dang it. We're gonna have to go to the forest. So, the puddle slime I mentioned earlier, I was in a pond and I was looking for one. I didn't find it, and I love them because they require like no maintenance whatsoever. They just hang out in the pond and produce plorts. You don't have to feed them. You don't have to do nothing. You just have a pot. Hey, let's see if our chicken's still here. Yes! He's still there. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't be as delighted by this as I am. I feel like we should name that chicken. That chicken deserves a name. Here. Emotional support husband's here. So for like the last 3 days, we've been watching this chicken.
Just stuck.
He's just stuck there. I think I'm going to call him Horatio. Poor Horatio. I should probably suck him up into my vacuum machine. But it's just too funny. Because then I can't visit him every day. Oh yeah, you could lose days to this game. Literal days. This is the reason this is like the oh yeah, I forgot about this gourd over here. No, this is the game I use to de-stress for sure. Like, I grew up on a farm, and it wasn't like a big operation farm. It wasn't like, you know, we had this big giant tractors and combines and this, that, and the other. You know, I did raise rabbits, but we kind of call it a hobby farm is normally what it's called, where it's like, it's only like sort of partial income, like supplementary income. But it was so fun. It was the best place to grow up. And I want one of my own so bad. And like, I talk about my someday farm with emotional support husband all the time. But that is not a thing right now because I'm in grad school. And doing anything besides a PhD is very minimal to impossible. So we just gotta wait. Still no puddle slimes. Dang. See, we're gonna have to go on a search, guys. Gonna have to go on a search far und wide. as I talked about in my German, dropping into German, because I'm inebriated. Well, I drop into German anyway. Hello, husband.
Hello.
Aragorn came in here for a second.
Now they're eating.
No, now they're eating. Never mind.
It was canned food time.
My two cats, but it is now canned food time, and I am now literally and figuratively chopped liver. Yes! Ha ha! I didn't think I was gonna get that trade to happen, but I totally did. That's a hunter slime. They can turn invisible, and they are super hard to catch, and I am really damn lucky. That pleases me a whole bunch. Apparently there's a tar somewhere over here. Where are you? I don't see him. Where is he?
He may have fallen in water.
Yeah, well, if we can only hope.
There he
Nope. Stop it, you cannibalistic jerk. Get away. See, the problem is even after you kill them, it's like, spoopy. Why is this not working? Hey. There we go. Gosh. Sorry, pink slime. I've got plenty of my own at home. Oh, boy.
I feel like that's a good stopping point. A good spot to find one.
Yeah, it's probably a good spot to find one. Good stopping point. A present! It is close to dinner time. It's got a mustache! Yes! Ha ha! This is the best day ever! I have a handlebar ornament mustache. My life is complete now. Ha ha! Gosh dang it. Oh, I'm so delighted by the simplest things. Oh, it makes me so happy. Okay. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the death channel. Ah, run, 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 run. Head back to the farm. Oh yeah, I totally forgot my ball of yarn. I'm okay. I'm not forgetful. I'm a professional. It's fine. No. Ah. Hey, hey, hey. No, 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 no. Stop it. 9. Are there more of you jerks? 9, 9, 9. I mean, if you eat the chickens, it's not terrible on the ecosystem because they literally spawn out of the ground, but still. Stop it, man. I'm already trying to save your life and you're trying to eat me. Eat the chicken. Gosh, darn it. If I quote-unquote died, well, I've got like 3 of those. If I quote-unquote died, aka passed out, because you can't really die in this game because it is Minecraft dangerous, I would be so mad because I would lose all my stuff, and especially this hunter slime that I got super, 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 super lucky. Alright. Okay, everybody. Can we take the ball of yarn through the portal? Now. I'm gonna be really mad if we can't. Alright, for science. Dang it, we can't! No! Darn it. Oh well. I'm gonna have to go back around the long way. But at least I have that guy. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna stop the stream here. Thanks so much, everybody who came along and listened and hung out. I'll be contacting everyone that was here, and I'm gonna be sending you prizes. You're gonna get little baby plants from me, and then you can put them in your house and love them like I do. Okay, thanks a bunch, and see you later.